Hi, I'm Christina and welcome to my channel, ChriskaYoga. In today's video, we'll be doing an entire sequence at the wall. There are tons of great poses that you can do at the wall, and they're very beneficial and challenging as well. So, if you're ready, grab your mat, bring it to a clear wall space in your home, and let's get started. Begin lying flat on your back, with the bottoms of your feet pressing flat into the wall. Close your eyes and begin to deepen your breathing. Place your hands on the ground next to your hips with your palms facing down. Imagine that the wall is the ground and you're pressing your feet into the wall and rebounding up through your entire body, finding length. Draw your attention to your breathing, focusing on your inhales and your exhales through your nose. Feeling the breath moving in and out through your body. And remain here for a few more deep breaths. Slowly open your eyes. And now come to take your strap or your strap substitute, which could be a scarf or a belt, anything like that. Bend your right leg, bringing it in towards your chest, and then place the strap flat on the ball of your right foot. Keep your right foot flexed and stretch your leg up towards the ceiling any amount, holding on to the strap ends with your hands. Make sure the strap is evenly distributed between both hands, so you're stretching your leg evenly on both sides. You can keep your left leg straight, as I'm doing here, or if you're uncomfortable in your low back as you're doing this, feel free to bend your left leg, placing the bottom of your foot on the ground. Hold here for one more deep inhale through your nose, and exhale. Remove the strap from your right foot. Straighten your right foot on the ground, placing the foot back on the wall, and then place the strap on your left foot. Straighten your left leg up any amount towards the ceiling, keeping the foot flexed, evenly stretching between both hands as you hold the strap ends, and breathe in this stretch. If your low back is sensitive and feeling discomfort here, feel free to bend the right leg. Hold here and breathe deeply. Remove the strap from your foot. Place the strap off to the side for now, off of your mat. And then you can release your leg down onto the ground and roll onto the right side of your body. Use your hands to help you and come all the way up to standing. Once you're on your feet, face the wall and step just a few inches away. Place your fingertips on the wall at the height of your hip bones. Keep your hands at that height and walk backwards, slowly bringing yourself into a flat back position. Placing your palms flat on the wall, keep your spine in one line from the top of your head all the way down your back to your tailbone. Your legs are straight, they're right underneath your hips, and your feet are parallel to one another. This pose is known as puppy dog because it's very similar to downward facing dog in that it provides your body with the same shape as downward facing dog, except without having to go upside down or bear any weight on your hands or wrists. Hold here for one more deep inhale and exhale through your nose. Keeping your hands where they are, slowly come back to standing by walking your feet in towards the wall. Stretch your right arm all the way out and place your palm flat on the wall. Be sure that you're fairly close to the wall and turn your body away from your right arm to the left. You can use your left arm on the wall to help you turn, and be sure that you're feeling a stretch in the front of your right shoulder and the right side of your chest. This can be quite an uncomfortable stretch for a lot of people, especially if you sit at a computer for most of your day. So just breathe into any discomfort you might be feeling. Come out of this stretch by turning back towards the right. Place your fingertips on the wall once again at hip level, and then walk back into your puppy dog pose, bringing your back to flat, looking down to the floor. Feet are hips distance apart and parallel to one another. Hold this pose for several deep inhales through your nose and exhales. Slowly come back up, walking your feet in towards the wall. Stretch your left arm out to the side this time, placing your left palm flat on the wall. Turn away from your left arm to the right this time. You should be feeling a stretch in the left shoulder and the left side of your chest. Breathe into this stretch, releasing the muscles out in that area. Slowly turn back to the wall. Place your fingertips on the wall at hip level once again, and walk your feet back, bringing your back to flat and parallel, looking down towards the ground, keeping your spine in one line, and your feet are hips distance apart and parallel to one another. This is puppy dog once again. Relax here for a moment. Slowly walk your feet back in towards the wall and come up to standing. Turn to face away from the wall and come down on your hands and knees. Your knees are underneath your hips. The bottoms of your feet are flat on the wall behind you. Bring your arms shoulders distance apart. Palms are flat on the ground. We will take 5 rounds of cat and cow here. On an inhale, arch your back, looking up and forward, and spread your shoulders wide. On an exhale, look towards your hips and reach your upper back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come back into your cow pose by spreading your shoulders and looking forward. And exhale, curve your spine in the opposite direction and look towards your thighs. Inhale, come back to your cow pose. Exhale, reach that upper back all the way up and come back into your cat pose. Working through your spine, cow pose once more on an inhale. On an exhale, cat pose once more, working through each and every bone in your spine. One more round. Inhale, cow pose, and then exhale and cat pose. Really reach that upper back up and look behind you. Slowly come to a flat back, and this time press your hips up and back. Straighten your legs into a downward facing dog. You can adjust your heels in downward facing dog. You might have to walk your hands slightly forward. This downward dog is slightly different than you would normally do, as your heels are still pressing into the wall. Mine are resting on the little lip that is coming up from the edge of the wall on the floor. If you don't have that lip, just gently be pressing your heels in towards the wall if they don't reach the ground. Hold your down dog for one more deep breath. Lift your heels by placing the bottoms of your feet flat on the wall once again. Drop your knees down onto the floor and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, come straight back into another cow pose by looking up and spreading your shoulders wide. Exhale and curve your spine in the opposite way, looking towards your hips. Repeat this 3 more times. Inhale for your cow pose, and exhale deeply for your cat pose, stretching your spine, looking behind you. Inhale, looking up, spread your shoulders and collarbones, arch your back. Exhale, reach that upper back towards the ceiling and look towards your thighs. Inhale, cow pose. And on a deep exhale, come back into your cat pose. Slowly from here, come back to a flat back and then press into the ground with your hands. You can slightly move them forward and come back into a downward facing dog. Walk your heels down the wall, and you can have a slight bend in your knees here if that's more comfortable for your hamstrings, the muscles in the backs of your thighs. Take your right leg and step it forward in between your hands, bringing your right knee directly above your right ankle. Press into the ground with both feet and into the wall with your left heel as you raise your arms up into a high lunge on the right side. Hold here, lunging forward into your right leg, reaching up. And on your next exhale, place your hands down to frame your right foot. Step the foot back into downward facing dog at the wall. Coming straight into the left side, take your left leg, step it forward in between your hands. Bring your knee directly above your ankle and lift your arms up. High lunge on the left. Continue to lunge forward into your left leg, pressing your right heel into the wall behind you and reaching your arms all the way up. Place your hands down to frame your left foot on the ground and step back into a downward facing dog once again. Hold downward dog for one deep inhale and exhale through your nose. Place your knees onto the ground and sit your hips onto your heels and come all the way up to a seated position. From here, swing your legs around and come to facing the wall. Straighten your legs out onto the ground and place the bottoms of your feet flat on the wall. Toes are pointing up, feet are flexed. Take your block or your block substitute and place it on the ground right next to your hips as a marker. Leave your block on the ground and bring your feet in line with where you placed your block. Standing up tall, raise your right leg and bend your knee. Hold on to your shin for a moment to gauge your balance. Place your hands on your hips and then straighten your right leg out onto the wall. Keep your foot flexed and your toes pointing up as the bottom of your right foot is flat on the wall. Inhale, raise your arms. Keep your palms facing each other and breathe here. Reach your arms up and press your right foot into the wall. Bring your arms down by your sides and onto your hips, and then remove your leg from the wall. Stand up tall and get ready to come into the other side by lifting your left leg to gauge your balance and bend your left knee. Once you're ready, straighten your left leg, placing the bottom of your foot on the wall. Get your balance going and press into the wall with your left foot as you lift your arms all the way up. Your arms are straight, palms are facing each other, energy in your fingertips. Actively push into the wall with your left foot, keeping your legs straight. Both legs are straight, and your feet are parallel to one another. Hold here and breathe. Place your hands on your hips, bringing your arms down, and remove your foot from the wall, standing up tall in tadasana. Turn to face away from the wall and place your feet parallel next to your marker. Use your blocks now underneath your hands and take your right leg, placing it on the wall behind you. As you can see, you might need to adjust your stance to bring your leg into Warrior 3 pose at the wall, and also to keep your blocks and your hands right underneath your shoulders. Your back should be flat. Your toes are pointing down towards the ground, your right toes. So the bottom of your right foot is pressing into the wall behind you, and your arms are right underneath your shoulders on your blocks. One more breath here. Slowly bring your right foot off the wall and place it next to your left. Keep your hands and your right foot where they are as you lift your left leg and bring it into Warrior 3 on the left side at the wall. Once again, pressing the bottom of your left foot firmly into the wall behind you as your hands are pressing into the blocks on the ground. Your back is flat, looking down in between your hands, and hold your Warrior 3 on the left. Place your left foot down onto the ground, bring your hands to your hips, and slowly come up to standing with a straight spine. Place your left heel at the wall and place your foot down at 45 degrees. Turn your right toes away from the wall and align your right heel with your left arch. Reach your right arm all the way out and then reach your torso over your right leg. Bring your hand down onto your right ankle, shin, or your foot, and then reach your left arm up towards the ceiling, looking up, coming into triangle pose at the wall. Place your left hand on your hip. Look down and take just one of your blocks in your hands. Slowly release your left leg up and place the bottom of your left foot on the wall. Your right arm is on your block underneath your right shoulder. Look up towards the ceiling and reach your left arm all the way up. This is Ardha Chandrasana, or half moon pose, at the wall. The big toe side of your foot should actually be parallel to the ground. Press actively into the wall with your left foot. Balance here. Look down towards your right hand and place your left hand on your hip. Remove your left foot from the wall, placing it back down onto the ground at 45 degrees in a brief triangle pose before you come all the way up to standing. Bring your feet in towards each other and switch sides. Place your right foot at 45 degrees and press your right heel into the wall. Align your left heel with your right arch and then place your left hand on your ankle, shin, or your foot as you reach your right arm up in triangle pose on the left at the wall. Bring your right hand to your right hip, look down towards the floor, and take hold of your block in your left hand. Shift your weight onto your left leg and raise your right leg, placing the bottom of your right foot on the wall. The inner edge, or the big toe side of your foot, is parallel to the ground. Your block is right underneath your shoulder. Reach up with your right arm and look towards your right hand. Ardha Chandrasana or half moon pose on the right side at the wall. Both legs are straight and active, and hold your balance here. Look down towards the ground and place your right hand on your hip. Remove your right leg from the wall and come briefly back into triangle pose before you come up to standing. Bring your feet parallel and in towards each other. We will now take some inversions at the wall. So, just to measure your legs once again, come to sitting on the ground, stretch your legs out in front of you. Place the bottoms of your feet flat on the wall and then place your block as a marker on the ground right next to your hips. We will be taking L-shaped handstand, so come into a downward facing dog with your heels at the wall as we did at the beginning of the class, and place your hands on the ground in line with your marker. You may need to adjust, but look down in between your hands and gently walk your legs up onto the wall, bringing your body into an L shape. Continue looking down in between your hands and pressing into the wall with both feet. Slowly walk your feet down onto the ground, slowly down the wall. Bring your knees down to the ground, touch your big toes together behind you, sit your hips onto your heels, and relax over in a child's pose with your arms right by your sides. Slowly come up to a seated position. We will now take handstand in the opposite direction at the wall. So move your props away from your mat and come to downward facing dog, this time with your fingertips pointing towards the wall. Look down in between your hands and step your left foot forward, and then gently press into the ground with your left foot and your hands as you kick your right foot, followed by your left, bringing your heels to the wall. Continue to look down in between your hands. Actively reach your heels up. When you're ready, slowly bring one leg down at a time. Bring your knees down onto the ground, and once again come into a child's pose, resting your torso over your thighs. Your arms are next to your sides, and your forehead is to the ground. Gently roll yourself up, coming to a seated position. We will now take handstand once again in the same way on the other side. Place your hands one hand print away from the wall, looking down, in between your hands. Step your right foot forward just a bit as you press into the ground and kick your left foot, then your right, up towards the wall. Keep actively looking down in between your hands, once again, reaching your heels up towards the ceiling, and hold for a breath. Send one leg down at a time, back into downward facing dog, and then straight into a child's pose. Touch your toes together behind you, sit your hips onto your heels, and rest with your head down and your arms by your sides. Slowly roll yourself up to a seated position. And now we will take another inversion. This time we'll be taking headstand. So you might want to place a folded blanket or thick towel underneath your head. Fold it the long and skinny way as I've done here with a flat surface for your head. Clasp your hands together around the blanket at the wall. Resting on your forearms, bring the top of your head to the blanket or towel and then come into a downward facing dog from here. Except this time you're bearing weight on your head and your forearms. Once your hips are up, gently press one leg at a time up towards the wall and rest your heels on the wall. Do not move your head or neck and reach your heels actively up towards the ceiling. Gently release one leg down at a time, coming into a downward facing dog. You can place your knees down at first and then press your hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog as you normally would. Release your neck out by shaking your head up and down or from side to side and relax here for a moment. We will repeat headstand one more time. So place your knees down and then clasp your hands in the opposite way you've done before at the wall, wrapping around the blanket or towel. Place the top of your head flat on the blanket and then lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog and headstand. Gently lift one leg at a time, preferably the opposite leg that you've done before, and come into your headstand, resting your heels at the wall, actively pressing your feet upwards and not moving your head or neck. When you are ready, slowly release one leg at a time back down onto the ground and make your way into yet another downward facing dog, releasing your neck out. We will now take our final pose of the sequence. So you can take your blanket or towel that you were using for your headstand, keep it folded in the long way, and then place it the widest edge of your blanket is at the wall. Place your low back and sacrum on the blanket and then lift your legs up, resting them on the wall. This is optional, but you can use your strap or strap substitute to keep your legs hips distance apart. So tie or loop your strap around your legs and adjust it so that it is the distance of your hips. Place the strap on your calves and shins comfortably, keeping your heels at the wall and your feet are parallel. Relax them completely and turn your palms up towards the ceiling, straightening your arms by your sides. Close your eyes, and as you would in Shavasana, begin to deepen your breath. Inhaling and exhaling deeply through your nose, focusing all of your attention on your breathing. Relax here in this way and breathe deeply. Bring some slight motion back into your body by gently moving your hands and your feet. Slowly bend your legs. Remove the strap if you were using a strap around your legs and set it off to the side. Roll onto the right side of your body. Rest there for a moment with your arm underneath your head for support. Use your hands to help you come up to a seated, cross-legged position. You can sit on your blanket or your towel. Flex your feet underneath your knees and bring your hands to your legs. Sit up tall and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a deep breath out. Bring your hands to meet at the center of your chest and bow your head to your fingertips. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe for new free yoga videos every Monday and Wednesday. Please follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, check out my yoga blog, girlonyoga.com. Thanks so much. See you next time.